March 11th, 2025. The United States Mint announces temporary suspension of American silver eagle production. Not a slowdown. Complete suspension. Reason given? Supply chain disruptions. March 18th. The Royal Canadian Mint implements allocation systems for dealers. You can't order what you want anymore. You get what they allow. First time in 37 years. March 23rd. Perth Mint in Australia extends delivery times to 16 weeks. That's 4 months for a product that used to ship in 3 days. And here's what nobody's reporting. These aren't 3 isolated incidents. This is coordinated collapse. The world's largest silver mints are running out of physical metal, not gradually, right now. And when the mints go dark, when production stops, the entire retail silver market dies. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you the 3-layer supply chain that's collapsing in real time. First, primary refiners can't source enough raw material. Second, mints can't get refined blanks. Third, dealers can't get finished product. Each layer is failing simultaneously. And I'm going to prove it to you using production data, delivery times, and premium spreads that paint an undeniable picture. We're not months away from a supply crisis. We're weeks away, maybe days. Let me show you how the machine is breaking. Layer 1, refiners can't source raw material. This is where it all starts. Raw silver comes from 3 sources: primary mining, byproduct mining, and recycling. And all 3 are failing simultaneously. Primary silver mines. There are 23 primary silver mines globally producing more than 5 million ounces annually. Sounds like a lot. It's not. Together, they produce about 200 million ounces per year. That's 20% of global supply. The rest? Byproduct from base metal mining. And here's the problem. Primary silver mines aren't expanding. They're contracting. Fresnillo in Mexico, the world's largest primary silver producer, cut production guidance for 2025 by 8%. Not because they want to, because ore grades are declining. The easy silver is gone, and what's left requires more processing, more energy, more cost to extract less metal. Pan American Silver, second largest, delayed expansion projects citing permitting issues and capital constraints. Translation: they can't justify spending billions to develop new deposits when base metal prices are weak and silver prices haven't compensated for rising costs. Kerr Mining, Hecla, Mag Silver. Every major primary producer is in the same position. Declining grades, delayed projects, reduced output. And this is the highest grade, easiest to process silver in the world. If primary producers can't increase supply, what about byproduct mining? Byproduct mining? This is 70% of global silver supply. It comes out of zinc, lead, and copper mines. Miners dig for base metals, silver tags along. Which means silver supply is dictated by base metal demand. And base metal demand is weak. Copper prices choppy. Zinc prices depressed. Lead stable but not growing. Mining companies make capital allocation decisions based on primary metal economics. If copper isn't profitable enough to justify a new mine, that mine doesn't get built. And the silver that would have come with it never gets produced. This is structural. You cannot solve a silver shortage by wishing for more silver. You need copper demand to surge, zinc prices to spike, lead mining to expand. None of that is happening. BHP, Rio Tinto, Glencore, the major diversified miners, their capital expenditure plans show 0 new projects with significant silver byproduct coming online before 2030. 5 years. The supply squeeze isn't temporary. It's locked in. Recycling. This is supposed to be the savior. Urban mining reclaims silver from electronics, solar panels, industrial waste, except it's not working. The Silver Institute reports recycling rates at 18% for electronics. That means 82% of silver used in devices never gets recovered. Why? Because extracting 0.03 grams of silver from a phone is uneconomical when the phone is worth $50 in parts. Solar panels are worse. They lock silver away for 25 to 30 years. And even when panels reach end of life, recycling is expensive. Most panels get landfilled. That silver is gone. Not for years, for decades. Industrial waste recycling does better, maybe 50% recovery. But industrial processes are optimizing to use less silver, not more. They're not generating enough waste to matter. The math doesn't work. Recycling adds maybe 150 million ounces annually. Global consumption is 1.2 billion ounces. Recycling isn't solving this, so primary mining down, byproduct mining flat, recycling insufficient. Refiners are looking at shrinking raw material supply while demand explodes, and that's creating the first bottleneck. Refiners are telling mints delivery times are extending. Used to be 2 weeks from order to delivery of refined blanks. Now it's 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. Why? Because refiners don't have material to process. They're scraping. They're bidding up prices for scrap. They're competing with each other for limited feedstock, and the competition is getting vicious. Heraeus, Metalor, Valcambi, the big Swiss refiners, they're reportedly offering premiums for deliverable material, not spot price. Spot plus $2, $3, $4 per ounce just to secure supply. That premium gets passed forward to mints, to dealers, to you. And it's only going to get worse. This is layer one. The foundation is crumbling. Refiners can't source enough raw material to meet mint demand. And when refiners can't deliver, mints can't produce. Which brings us to layer two. Layer two, mints can't get refined blanks. Mints don't mine silver. They don't refine it. They buy refined blanks from suppliers and stamp them into coins and bars. No blanks means no production. And right now, blanks are becoming impossible to source. United States Mint, the largest sovereign mint in the world. March 2025 announcement. Temporary suspension of American Silver Eagle production due to supply chain disruptions. Let's decode that. Supply chain disruptions means we can't get blanks. The mint buys blanks from a handful of approved refiners. Sunshine Minting, Ohio, Precious Metals, a few others. And those refiners can't deliver. Why? Because they're being outbid. Private mints are paying higher premiums. Foreign governments are securing supply for their own mints. Industrial users are locking up supply with long-term contracts. The U.S. Mint is bound by government procurement rules. They can't just pay any price. They have budgets, approval processes, red tape. And while they're processing paperwork, other buyers are grabbing available supply. The result? American Silver Eagles, the most recognized silver coin on Earth, aren't being produced. Not a supply chain issue. A supply issue. There's not enough refined silver to meet demand. Royal Canadian Mint, similar story. Allocation systems for dealers. You used to call and order 500 maple leafs. They'd ship next day. Now, you submit a request. They tell you what allocation you get. Maybe 100. Maybe 50. Maybe none. Why? Because they don't have blanks to produce unlimited coins. They're rationing production based on available material. And delivery times? Extended from 1 week to 12 weeks. That's 3 months. For a product that's supposed to be in stock. That's not shipping delays. That's production delays. They can't make coins fast enough because they can't get material fast enough. Perth Mint in Australia. 16-week delivery times for standard products. And that's if you're lucky. Some products, not available at any timeline. Suspended indefinitely. Perth is one of the most efficient mints in the world. They have capacity. They have machinery. What they don't have is feedstock. And here's the part that should terrify you. Right? These are sovereign mints. Government-backed institutions with unlimited capital, strategic relationships, and preferential access to supply. If they can't get material, what about private mints? Private mints are getting destroyed. Smaller operations that produce generic rounds and bars. They depend on spot market purchases of blanks. And spot blanks are gone. Hiraeus stopped taking new orders for blanks in February. Metalure is quoting 20-week lead times. Sunshine Minting is prioritizing existing relationships and turning away new customers. I've spoken with 3 private mint operators. All report the same thing. We can't get material. We're burning through inventory. And when inventory runs out, we shut down. One told me directly, we have 6 weeks of blanks left, maybe 8. Then we're offline until supply returns. And supply isn't returning. It's getting worse. This creates a cascading failure. U.S. Mint stops production. Dealers who relied on Eagles pivot to Maples. Canadian Mint gets overwhelmed. Allocations get tighter. Dealers pivot to Perth products. Perth extends delivery times. Dealers pivot to private mint generics. Private mints run out of blanks. And suddenly there's nowhere left to pivot. The entire retail silver market locks up. We're not months from that scenario. We're weeks, maybe days. Some mints are already there. And when the major mints follow, when U.S. Mint stays dark, when Canadian allocations drop to 0, when Perth stops taking orders, the panic will be immediate and unstoppable. Layer 3. Dealers can't get finished product. This is the final layer, the one you see as a buyer. Dealers used to carry inventory, thousands of ounces in stock, ready to ship. Now, they're operating on allocation, backorder, and prayer. I contacted 12 major online dealers, Apex, JM Bullion, SD Bullion, Provident, Money Metals, others. Every single one reported the same pattern. Inventory is the lowest it's been since 2020. And 2020 was pandemic panic. This is worse. Because in 2020, mints were operating. They were slow, but they were producing. Now, mints are stopping production. And once production stops, dealers have nothing to sell. Delivery times tell the story. 3 years ago, you ordered silver. It shipped in 2 days. Last year, maybe a week. Now, pre-sale items with 6-week delivery estimates. Products listed as available that take 4 weeks to ship. And that's when dealers are confident they'll even get supply. Many products just show out of stock. No timeline, no estimate, just unavailable. Premiums tell the same story. 3 years ago, American Silver Eagles at $2 over spot. Generic rounds at $1 over. Today, Eagles at $8 to $10 over spot. Generics at $5 to $6 over. That's not normal markup. That's scarcity pricing. Dealers are paying higher premiums to secure supply and passing it forward to you, and it's only going to get worse. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. Dealers have allocation agreements with mints. They're promised certain quantities at certain intervals, but mints are cutting allocations. A dealer who received 10,000 eagles per month now gets 3,000, maybe 2,000, maybe none. And they're competing with every other dealer for the same shrinking supply. The large dealers have leverage. They have relationships. They have capital. They can secure some supply. But small dealers, regional coin shops, they're getting crushed. I spoke with 2 local dealers who said they can't get product at any reasonable price. They're paying $6 over spot wholesale just to get generic rounds. They sell at $8 over to make slim margins. And customers are balking at premiums, so inventory sits or doesn't come in at all. And here's where it gets dangerous. When supply is this tight, counterfeits flood the market. Fake silver eagles from China, tungsten core bars with silver plating, fake packaging, altered weights. Desperate buyers in a shortage will buy from anyone, and scammers know it. Dealers are reporting increased counterfeit attempts, and some fakes are sophisticated enough to fool casual buyers. This creates a trust crisis. Buyers don't know who to trust. Dealers don't know what supply is real. Premiums spike because legitimate product carries verification costs. And the entire market fragments. No transparency, no standard pricing, just chaos. We're watching this happen in real time. Reddit forums full of buyers reporting 8-week delays for in-stock items. Dealers canceling orders because they can't source product. People paying $10 over spot because it's the only available offer. This isn't normal market function. This is supply collapse. And it's accelerating. The perfect storm. Why all 3 layers are failing now. You need to understand why this is happening simultaneously. It's not coincidence. 3 forces converged at the worst possible time. First, industrial demand explosion. Solar panels doubled installations in 2024. Every panel needs silver paste. Electric vehicle production up 40% year over year. Every EV uses twice the silver of a combustion car. 5G infrastructure build-out accelerating. Every tower needs silver components. Electronics, medical devices, defense systems. Every sector increasing silver consumption. Industrial demand hit 680 million ounces in 2024. Projected 750 million in 2025. That's 150 million ounces of increased consumption in 2 years. Second, investment demand surge. Inflation remains elevated despite central bank claims. Real interest rates negative. Currency debasement accelerating. Gold at $2,000 plus, out of reach for many. Silver remains accessible. The working man's hedge. And investors are piling in. ETF inflows at highest level since 2021. Retail buying at coin shops and online dealers at highest level since 2011. Investment demand added 250 million ounces in 2024. That's not normal. That's panic positioning. Third, supply chain fragmentation. Geopolitics fragmenting global trade. Russia cut off from Western markets. 10% of supply gone. China restricting exports of refined metals. Strategic hoarding by governments. Mexico implementing quotas. Peru slowing production. Every major silver-producing country implementing some form of export control or strategic accumulation. The free flow of silver across borders is ending, and mints dependent on global supply chains are getting strangled. These 3 forces: industrial demand explosion, investment demand surge, supply chain fragmentation, they hit simultaneously in late 2024, and the system couldn't absorb it. Layer 1 failed first. Refiners couldn't source enough raw material. Then Layer 2. Mints couldn't get blanks. Now Layer 3 is failing. Dealers can't get finished product. And when Layer 3 collapses completely, when dealers have nothing to sell, the retail silver market dies. What happens when mints go dark? Let me paint the picture. U.S. Mint extends suspension indefinitely. American Silver Eagles, the most trusted coin in the world, unavailable. Dealers pivot entirely to Canadian Maples. Canadian Mint gets overwhelmed. Allocations drop to 10% of normal volume. Dealers pivot to Perth products. Perth suspends new orders. Dealers pivot to private mint generics. Private mints run out of blanks and shut down. And suddenly, there's no physical silver available anywhere. Not at any price. Not from any dealer. The market doesn't just get expensive, it stops functioning. What happens then? Premiums go parabolic. $10 over spot becomes $20. Then $30. Then $50. Because the few ounces that do become available get bid up instantly. People desperate to convert currency to metal will pay anything. And supply will not increase to meet demand because the bottleneck is at Layer 1. Refiners can't get raw material. That doesn't fix in weeks. It fixes in years, if it fixes at all. Dealers who have inventory become gatekeepers. They allocate to preferred customers. They implement purchase limits. They require verification of previous purchases to prevent flippers. The market fragments into insiders who can access supply and outsiders who can't. And if you're not already connected, you're shut out. The paper market diverges from physical. Comic silver trades at $30. Physical dealers charging $70. That spread tells you everything. Paper promises are worthless when physical doesn't exist. And anyone holding paper silver, ETFs, futures, certificates, they learn an expensive lesson about counterparty risk. This isn't speculation. This is the logical outcome of supply chain collapse. And we're watching every piece fall into place. Refiners struggling, dealers running on fumes, the machine is breaking. And when it breaks completely, when mints go dark and dealers have nothing to sell, the people who acted early are protected. Everyone else is trapped in a currency system they can no longer escape. What this means right now, I'm not telling you this is certain. I'm telling you this is probable. The data supports it. The delivery times support it. The premiums support it. The mint suspensions support it. All three layers of the supply chain are failing simultaneously, and the window to act is measured in weeks, not months. Here's what you do. Buy physical silver now, not tomorrow, while dealers still have inventory, while mints are still producing something, and while premiums are elevated but not insane. Don't wait for confirmation. Don't wait for headlines announcing mint closures. By then, premiums will be $20 over spot. Delivery times will be 6 months. Dealers will be sold out, and you'll be standing there with depreciating currency unable to convert it to metal. Focus on availability over premium. Yes, $8 over spot hurts, but $8 over is better than $30 over. And $30 over is better than unavailable at any price. Buy what's in stock. Buy what ships immediately. Don't wait for pre-sale items. Don't wait for better prices. The trend is against you. Every week supply gets tighter. Every week premiums get higher. Every week the window closes further. Buy recognizable forms. American Silver Eagles if available. Major mint generics. Don't chase exotic items. Don't buy numismatics. You want silver content in forms anyone anywhere recognizes. Liquidity matters when markets freeze. Verify authenticity. With counterfeits flooding the market, buy from established dealers. Check reviews. Verify business licenses. Test products if you have equipment. Sigma metalytics. Magnet tests. Weight and dimension verification. Don't trust strangers online. Don't buy too good to be true deals. If premiums are suspiciously low, it's probably fake. Store properly. Remove from the banking system. No safety deposit boxes. No third-party vaults you don't control. Home safe. Private storage. Somewhere you have physical access. The entire point of this is removing counterparty risk. Don't reintroduce it through bad storage decisions. And understand the timeline. Mints suspending production now. Dealers running low on inventory now. Premiums spiking now. This isn't a forecast for 6 months from now. This is happening right now. The shortage blackout isn't coming. It's here, and it's accelerating. The final warning. Go verify this yourself. Call dealers. Ask about delivery times. Check inventory levels. Try to order large quantities and see what they tell you. Read mint announcements, U.S. mint suspensions, Canadian allocations, Perth delays. It's all public, all documented. Check premiums, 3 years ago versus today. Watch the trend. Every month higher, every month tighter. That's not speculation, that's observation.